back to Toke It Out. How are you? Oh my gosh. How long has it been since I've recorded last? At least a week. So hey, how are you? Missed ya. Missed ya. Damn. It's kind of hot. Good for you. Damn. Get it, bitch. Fuck yeah. Do your thing. All right. That was me pumping you up. Even though I can't see you, I'm sure that everything I said is correct. So congratulations on being attractive. Because if you're listening to me, you're on the spectrum of attractiveness. You might be on another spectrum too, but definitely on the spectrum of attractiveness. What? I don't know what the fuck this opening was, but what are we even talking about today? Notes aren't even open on the computer. Starting off chaotic. It's giving episode 1. Today, we're going to be talking about, yeah, I know I said it before and I was serious. I do want to know what the history of D&D is. Okay? So I looked it up. I want to tell you about it a little bit. Before that, just real quick in this bitch, I have to show you this screenshot I took. This is a screenshot, and if you're an audio listener, do know we're looking at the most Handmaid's Tale-esque outfits in the world, and what I think are the pre-Handmaid's Tale outfits. Soon, these will all be red cloaks. And tell me that this pioneer, fluffy, no shape, smock, moo dress is not just what is this? Just Mennonite light. What is this? This is Amish garb. And I'm not even trying to make fun of the Amish. They're not, the problem here. I'm just pair it with a white pioneer woman hood, and this could literally be out of The Handmaid's Tale. What the fuck are you guys wearing? Hey, don't look at me for fashion advice. I'm not saying that. I'm in a graphic tee and sweat shorts right now. Do not test me. I'm not the one. However, why does every time I go to shop online, just what the fuck is this Tradwife-core outfits that we're wearing? This absolute schmuck ruffle. I'm not about it. Hey, if you're really into the style, good for you, babe. Happy for you. I'm super happy for you. And if you're in this garb, if you're wearing these garments and you're in a happy, healthy, amazing relationship and you just really like to rock that style, power to you, my dear. If you're wearing this because you think that this is the trendy, cool thing to wear right now, you are a victim of propaganda. Hey, not saying we all can't be, but this is nutso cuckoo banana pants. This is wild. We're not doing this. So, not saying look at me for advice. I'm saying look at anything else, because this is it's giving Brandy Melville. It's giving we're not gonna carry a size 16. It's giving we're, do your thing. Hi, sorry, back. I'm back. Sorry, I'm losing hairs. My hair's falling out thinking about this. You guys don't be wearing this shit. And hey, but what you could be wearing is this very, very sexy. Okay, listen. This is very cool. My friend Gabby designed it. She's amazing. Gabby the Greenest. If you're not following her, you should go follow her. She's very, very nice. I like her a lot. This is her 420 collab with Nature's Remedy, who is a really awesome sponsor of my last event. Really like that. They're just the dispo I go to all the time. They didn't ask me to say that. They didn't ask me to wear this. I just do. I just go there all the time. Whatever. Cool. So you could be wearing, who needs trad wife wear when you have graphic tee? Okay, listen, it's not a 1-for-1 here. It's just a what? Question mark. That's what it is. A what? Question mark. More hair, you guys. You guys. I don't find a single piece of hair on me any other day of the week. I sit down at this desk. I sit down with you good folk, and I start losing it. I don't know what's happening. Anyways, okay. The cold also, sorry, switching gears real quick. The cold is going around, so if I'm stuffy or you hear it in my voice, you sure do. Could you tell it from any other time that I've ever recorded because I'm just a nasally motherfucker from Michigan? Yeah, I don't think you could. But I'm recovering from a cold. Should have probably said that in the beginning, just so you guys know. So if you're like, wow, she sounded nasally. I sure am. Thanks. But so I took cold medicine because I was like, I need to sleep. I need to function. I can't completely stop my life, whatever. And I took cold medicine. I walked from upstairs. I was doing something. I was cleaning my bathroom or whatever. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay, I was cleaning my bathroom. I walk downstairs to my kitchen and I'm like, "What was I doing?" I, like, completely forgot what I was doing. Next thing I know, I'm, like, looking up what the 3 milks and a Tres Leches cake. I'm like, "What are the Tres Leches in a Tres Leches cake?" Like, stupid shit. So if you have a cold right now, I know some people have mad crazy dreams. I think I did. I don't really dream anyways, it sucks. I would like to talk about that at one point, but I don't really dream. I think it's my cannabis use. I just, like, can't. But even the cold medicine, it's not breaking through. But I do get loopy wild crazy on cold medicine. Like, I get a little, like, like a little bimbo-y, you know? So anyways, we're done with that now, done with the cold, thank goodness. But what are the Tres Leches in a Tres Leches cake? When I say that with a whiter accent, what are the Tres Leches in the Tres Leches cake? All right, listen, okay. I'm okay. Oh, while some believe it originated in Nicaragua, there we go. Others claim it's from Mexico and even the Dominican Republic or Cuba. That's very cool. The trace leches in there is condensed milk, whole milk, and evaporated milk. Evaporated milk is the elusive milk that I just like don't have in my shit. Like I can muster together all the milks, but not evaporated milk. So it's a bummer. I don't know. I feel like I never have it, and I always want to make a trace leche. I'm like, oh, I'll just make it at home. No, I can't. So then I gotta go down to Southwest Detroit, go to the bakery, get a trace leches cake. Fire. That's your local recommendation of the week. If you're local, go to Southwest Detroit, hit up any bakery down there, get yourself a Tres Leches cake, and live. And live! That Ted Lasso, like, gif, meme, whatever. I'm not even watching Ted Lasso, but I know he's from there, and he's like, you do whatever you want, you live! That's how I feel on this podcast. I'm just telling you guys to do whatever the fuck you want. I'm like, yeah, go ahead, live. Not anything you want. Don't do anything illegal. Anything within the bounds of not becoming arrested or if you can get away with it, do it. I'm like, no, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. So as you might have heard, I believe it was last week or the week before about being obsessed with roll for sandwich. Hey, still there. Still obsessed. Just so you know. So that's why we're going to look up the history of D&D because he does his roll for sandwich in like a D&D manner where he has like certain choices and the dice decide. So, I need a drink first though. Hold on. Had to get a little grape ollie pop, as I like to call it, ollie poop, because that's what you're guaranteed to do after drinking one of these. Delicious fiber. Anyways, D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, if you don't know, is a role-playing game that is played almost entirely in your mind. It is just a narrative role-playing game. So, the origins of wargaming, is that what we're calling it? Wargaming? When did Risk come out? Wargaming. Okay, we're already got questions. When did Risk come out? Is that wargaming? Isn't all war just a game? Sorry. When did Risk come out? 1957. Okay. So the idea of conquest in a game was already a thing. Okay, that's actually super cool. A French filmmaker designed the board game with simple rules but complex interactions. The Conquest of the World in 1957. Purchasing the rights, Parker Brothers published it with a few small changes as Risk in 1959. Hey, we learn something new here all the time. Okay, so D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, Gary Gygax, Dave Anderson, they came together to make it. Gary Gygax had already made a game with like this fantasy magic element in it called Chainmail. And then Dave Anderson took that game and like presented Gary with this idea to add this narrative to it. And thus Dungeons and Dragons was born. That was the first role-playing game. Like, I guess you could argue that we just looked up Risk and like this war-playing game, but you're already like, you're playing as these conquestors already. Like, you're already these established places. But in Dungeons and Dragons, you can be anything. And even if it's anything within the realm of like, I don't know how many different, like if you're like a wizard or a mage, do they call it a mage? I don't know. I'm gonna look that up too. But you can pick what kind of character you want to be and then develop out that character. I don't know if you could have multiple. Like, can I have like a goblin named Poop and then, a human named Neeb? I don't know. What are those names? Poop and Neeb? We're done. Get me out of here. Just trying to think of D&D names. How many D&D species? Okay, there are 10 official species, also known as character races, in the core of the 2024 Player's Handbook of D&D. Oh, starting off strong with a word that I don't know. Aasimar? Aasimar? What the fuck's an Aasimar? Aasimar, dragonborn, dwarf, elf, gnome, Goliath. Goliath is a thing. Halfling, human, orc, and turfling? Tiefling? What? What's the difference between like a Goliath and an orc then? Because I kind of, what the fuck are these? Okay, we've learned nothing except the creators of D&D's names so far, but I have to know, what the fuck is an ASM? Okay, you know what? I'm going to tell you the history. I'll tell you the history first, and then we'll go back to these character races, and I'll tell you more about it because I'm actually really interested more in the gameplay than the history, but I feel like we need to have like an established, like, knowing of an established knowledge, there we go, of D&D. It was first published in 1974, but it was like nobody had bought it yet. It was just like their own gaming company that was doing it. And the fact that there was like a dungeon master, like that isn't like, I don't think the dungeon master does anything but rule the game of that particular one. Okay. But obviously 1974 was a much different time than 10 years later, 1984, when Satanic Panic was running amok. Satanic Panic was the worst. Satanic Panic was a horrible thing. It was so detrimental. It was stupid. It's so stupid. I don't know. I could really like, I'm not about to get into a rant right now about how much I hate Satanic Panic, but like the West Memphis 3 and shit, like in Satanic Panic and all these crazy things that were linked to it that let actual murderers get away pisses me off so much. It pisses me off so much. I like, we could talk about that one day and maybe we will when I'm feeling a lot more fighty. Fighty? I don't know. But there was this huge thing with, what was it? The steam tunnel incident, which really like synonymized D&D with Satanic Panic. So this is the steam tunnel incident. I know this is going to be James Dallas Egbert the third was a student at Michigan State University who disappeared for about a month from his dormitory room on August 15th, 1979. The disappearance was widely reported by newspapers and possibly other media, but was never explained. Egbert's participation in the fantasy role-playing game Dungeons and Dragons was seized upon by investigators and journalists alike by being possibly related to his disappearance, which propelled the previously obscure game to nationwide attention. Okay, so he disappeared on the 15th, August 15th, 1979, after writing a suicide note and entering the university's steam tunnels. He consumed some the qualone, intending to commit suicide, but he survived. He woke up the next day and went into hiding at a friend's house. I mean, poor guy, he's probably just embarrassed, you know, like probably just felt shame and not that he should at all, but you know, that's just really sad. Michigan State had not notified them of their son was missing until August 20th, 5 days later. That's crazy. Okay, so then 2 days later, they're hiring a private investigator to go find and locate the son. And then on the 24th, they like publish that he's actually missing to the public. They tell them, what the fuck? He's been missing 5, 6, 7 days? He's been missing a week. Granted, he survived and went into hiding, but like, you know, whatever. Oh. And then a year later, he actually committed suicide. That's so sad. Oh my gosh. That is so sad. Why D&D was involved in this man's suicide missing case is nobody's business. But again, I could go on about Satanic Panic and how this kind of stupid shit, like, and not that this is stupid, I'm not trying to minimize this man's pain, but like the fact that they had nothing to do with each other and they wasted time focusing on this. How stupid. Even though this happened, D&D still became a super popular game, even underground, and it was even cool to be more, like, underground. However, in 1997, it started to take the business, the whole D&D, like, ownership kinda started to go downhill a little bit. It was then acquired by Wizards of the Coast, best known for their time for Magic: The Gathering. So Magic: The Gathering and D&D are owned by the same company now. Um, when they bought it in 1997, they revamped the game into the 3rd edition, which was released in the year 2000, simplifying the mechanics and releasing the open game license, allowing third-party publishers to create D&D compatible material, and this helped D&D regain popularity. Obviously. Yeah, they're like, "Okay, so anybody else wanna write your story? Yeah, go ahead, write it. Absolutely. Yeah, no, you can do it. Absolutely." Probably because it just, like, let people kind of, and I'm sure, like, people weren't fucking doing that already, but because nerds, as a fellow nerd, nerds, they're gonna develop that inner world is rich. It is rich and vast, okay? Let me tell you, they will think of it. In 2003, they did a 3.5 version, and in 2008, they did the 4th version. The 5th version was in 2015, excuse me, but that or excuse me, in 2014, did I say 15? 14. But you gotta think, between, like, 2008 and 2014, how big geek culture was, and, like, those shows like Revenge of the Nerds and stuff, and, like, how popular, and Tumblr, and kind of this shift from the early 2000s, like, maximalism and glamour, and, you go from, like, grungy 90s to back to this big glamour, have everything, have all the designers, blinged out this, blinged out that. Then the pendulum is gonna swing again. Now we're in, like, 2010, and you gotta think, like, thrifting, Tumblr, shaggy haircuts, like, messy, undone was popular again. And then, has it swung back and forth? That's a whole critical analysis of fashion I'm not ready to get into. But in cultural, like, zeitgeist, popularity trends, whatever. But you gotta think, like, those things, like D&D, podcasts, Twitch, think, like, live streaming and stuff has made D&D so much more than I need about 5 people playing with me. Could I potentially be my own dungeon master? I don't know. Or could I play with people online? And, like, okay, me and 6 people across the United States are gonna get together and do a D&D thing, and then we're gonna live stream it, and we're gonna do that once a week or whatever. Why couldn't you do that? Why couldn't you do that? D&D create Dungeons and Dragons do create community separately. Even people like Vin Diesel and Stephen Colbert have so you gotta think that with all that, D&D is not just this Monopoly board game, like, it's this entire thing. It's this cultural phenomenon, actually. It's this I mean, it's a what would it be? Like, the tip of the iceberg of role-playing games, of fantasy, game elements in that way, I guess. Because I'm still thinking about Risk. I'm like, "Don't minimize Risk." What Okay, Risk? Now we're talking Settlers of Catan. I wanna know, when was Settlers of Catan? People who don't know what these when did it come out? People who don't give a fuck. Whoa! No way! Settlers of Catan board game was first released in Germany in 1995. I'm older than Settlers of Catan as Dein Swinder von Catan. I'm sorry that I just, like, I can't pronounce words, and then I, like, break out the German? What? And then it was re-released in the United States in 1995. Eagle Screech. Silly. Setup time 15 minutes, playtime 1 to 2 hours. Oof. Why is it no longer the word settlers left a bad taste in people's mouth. So what is it's just called Catan. Okay. Okay. Sorry. It's just called Catan. It's not Settlers of Catan. And as it shouldn't be, because I could give a fuck. So D&D, talk about legacy though. Like, for real. Anyways, remember that movie Honor Among Thieves? It was like that D&D movie adaptation that they made. What do you think Rotten Tomatoes gave that? You guys are lying. No, 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 no. Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves. This is propaganda. 91% on tomato meter, 92% popcorn meter. What? Was this a good movie? No way. This score, bro. Me texting my husband. Dude, sometimes I feel. Do you ever feel like Judy from the righteous gemstones? Because sometimes I do. And that's not a good thing. Just so you guys know, that's not a happy thing I just said. So if I was going to start a D&D troop, league, band, gang, I don't know. If I was going to be a person playing D&D, what character would I want to be? So let's find out. So the Aasimar is an half angelic human. Okay, gunning for the top spot already of what I would be. They're descendant from celestial beings, so they often glow a little. Are you describing me now? Are naturally good looking, you better believe it. and feel called to do good. Think blessed warrior. That's what an Aasimar. I put the ass in Aasimar, you know what I'm talking about? Stupid. Dragonborn. These are humanoid dragons. They walk on two legs. They don't have wings, but they have scales and can breathe fire or other elements. Can I breathe hot dogs? Is that a power? I would like to breathe hot dogs. Super proud, noble, and obsessed with honor. Dwarf. Short, stocky, tough as nails. What people might actually describe me as. Excellent miners and warriors. They love beards, and crafting things that from stone and metal. Grumpy but loyal. Yeah. Do I think of myself as that? No. But they do. Elf. Graceful, pointy-eared, long-lived. Often seen as wise or aloof, they are quick, magical, and connected to nature. Think Legolas. Legolas. From Lord of the Rings. Think Orlando Bloom from Lord of the Rings. Happily. Yeah, you better believe it. Gnome. Tiny inventors or forest tricksters. They're clever, curious, and love weird gadgets or illusions. Basically, small nerds with big energy. Okay, I know a couple gnomes in my life. This is what I'm gonna start characterizing my friends as. I'm like, yeah, I got a couple gnome friends. Goliath. Huge mountain dwelling athletes. Massive and muscular, Goliaths live by competition and strength. Imagine a friendly Viking meets wrestler. Okay, we're talking friendly Viking, sure. When I think Viking, I think like disemboweling people, but friendly Viking for sure. Halfling, small, lucky, and chill. They love food, comfort, and a quiet life, but they can surprise you with bravery. Think hobbits. Definitely have some halfling friends. Human, jack of all trades. They're everywhere, good at everything, and wildly diverse. Often seen as adaptable or ambitious. Adaptable and ambitious. Okay, both. Done. Orc. Strong, gray or green-skinned warriors. Tough and tribal. Orcs are often misunderstood as all bad, but they are honorable and loyal. Huge powerhouses. Yeah. Tiefling. Part devil, all style. They've got horns, tails, glowing eyes, and a mysterious vibe. Often judged unfairly because of their infernal heritage. Oh, yeah, because they're part devil. Okay, let me read that again. Part devil, all style. They've got horns, tails, glowing eyes, and a mysterious vibe. Often judged unfairly because of their infernal heritage, but many rebel against that image. Okay, kind of fuck with that. Oh, my Libra self is really fucking with the part angel and the part devil one. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Part devil, all style, as we talked about. But if we're talking like humans being super adaptable and super whatever, why wouldn't I want to be an Aasimar? Because they're half angelic humans. So I'm not only a human, but I'm half angelic. So I've got like, you got the best of both. I'll take it slow. Then you knock out the gnome. Okay. All right. Guys, how long have I been talking? A long time. I think I'd be, what do you want to be, an Aasimar? Probably an Aasimar just because they seem so, I mean, what's part devil? What a Tiefling, does that mean it's part devil, part human? Who's got more powers? Who's hotter? I don't know. I'm interested though. I'm interested in being in one of these. Maybe I can find like an online thing where I can like play fantasy for an hour a week. That would be fun. But that's really all I wanted to talk about today, guys. I know the last few episodes have just been like me talking about things I like. Hey, guess what? That's this whole podcast. So enjoy. My recommendation of the week though. Oh my gosh, I don't have them. I have to hold on. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Okay. My recommendation of the week is to go to Dollar Tree. Yeah, you're gonna go to Dollar Tree. You're gonna go to LA Colors. You're gonna go to the makeup section. Hey, they may not be hanging up. They may be sitting on the counter. That's your hot tip. Nobody told me that. They might be hanging, they might not. These are from LA Colors. These are tattoo face stamps. So, and I bought these for this like bachelorette I'm going on with a bunch of these girls because I just found them. But let's see, you guys. Oh my God, it's so little. You guys can't see it. It's a little heart. Oh my God, hold on. Let me do them all and then you can see them. But these last actually forever. I did them already on my hands just to test them out. They do last a while, especially I'm sure if you like set it with powder, that'd be fucking never come off. Sick. Okay. I don't know if the girls are gonna want to wear these with me, but expect me like start up at the club. You better believe it. Okay, let's get real close. Oh my gosh, you can see them. Yes. Do you see them though? The star, the other one. That is dope. Here, let me put one on my face so you guys can see that. I'll like zoom in. I don't even be able to see this. Ah, you're lying. Look at this. My dad would hate me. That is kind of cute though. Has this sparked something in me? I'm serious. It's kind of cute. This little beauty mark. That thing's gonna turn blue on my face. This dot is gonna blow up and turn blue on my face if it was a real tattoo. That ink is gonna spread and blew up, especially with like out sunscreen and stuff. But this one won't because it's a little tattoo stamp. So that's my recommendation of the week. Men, my recommendation is to go to Dollar Tree and buy some deodorant. When's the last time you bought it? So clean, I bet you are. Go buy that. Go ahead. I bet you fucking are. What? Oh, dude, when I posted that underwear one, when I was like, the men in your life aren't buying underwear anyways, the incels came out and were like, thank God for my clean man. Thank goodness that I bought clean underwear last week. Like, who are you trying to advertise to? Because I couldn't give a fuck. I'm just telling you what I think. You can or can't buy underwear as much as you want, baby. Do your thing. Anyways, that was kind of harsh. I wanted to let you know. I'm sorry. But whenever I like say a generalization about men being dirty, I have always men being like, excuse me, I'm not dirty. Yeah. If you have to justify to me that you're not dirty, if you have to justify to a stranger on the internet that you're not dirty and that you have clean underwear, I already know you don't. Hey, I already know you don't. No worries. Keep it to yourself. Anyways, that's my recommendation of the week. Go get one of these. Look cute and cunty as you all do. As I said in the beginning, like I said, babe, looking good. Keep it up. Whatever you're doing, getting a lot of rest, drinking a lot of water, keep that shit up. All right? I love it. Excuse me. Before I go, I'm so sorry. I should have done this at the top of the episode, but Pride Month. I should have done that actually last week when it was the first week of June, but this batch recording has me all messed up. And I want to say happy Pride. I think you guys are amazing. LGBTQIA people, you are all welcome on this channel. I love you. And I will see you next week. Tell your weird uncle about me. Go watch my breakdown on fucking horror movies. My horror movie monsters last week, okay? Please, 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 pretty please, with cherries on top. I think you guys are all special and amazing. Have a good week. Bye.